Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the... Whoa, slow down there. Welcome to...
Just do the intro.
Welcome to the Above and Below podcast, a show where above-average guys with below-average intelligence talk about everything nerdy, geeky, and otherwise. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the unknown as four dudes work to understand their place in the vast expanse of the universe. So sit back, spark up a hookah, grab a beer, and enjoy. Hey everyone, I'm Bobby.
This is Tony.
Hi, I'm Brett.
And we're keeping that in from like beginning to the very end.
You ever think that this is just like, no one's listening, but this is just a slow documentary of our descent into madness?
Yeah.
He's talking about slow.
Like, it started off
It
like...
already happened.
No, we started off like super professional. We're just like, oh, welcome to that. And then all of a sudden, he's like, yeah!
Get a dog, little loggy. Get a dog.
I really wanted to finish that like that, but goddamn, I'm like leaning back in the seat, like swaddling back and forth.
I was like, as soon as I saw you, I saw the smirk on your fucking face. I'm like, I can't look at him. I don't know what he's about to do, but he's gonna fucking do something.
How funny would it be if he fell off? We just,
At that point, I would have expected one of you guys to take over the intro. We're keeping that fall.
Oh my God,
The show must go on.
So speaking of going on, what went on this weekend, boys?
So, Miranda and I are planning to go to the zoo. Not this weekend, but the next one. We're going paintballing as a group on Saturday. And then I'm going to be cooking for the group. And then Sunday, Miranda and I are going to Pittsburgh. We're going to the Pittsburgh Zoo, so that's going to be a lot of fun. First time me going there, and the aquarium too. Super excited about that.
Yeah,
love fish.
the aquarium.
So, and then that kind of gravitated to another story. So this one goes out to one of our listeners. I'm hoping he's listening to this story. It's Miranda's brother's best friend. So we all get together and we go to a water park nearby. I forget the name of the fucking water park. But there's a zoo in this town.
Nice.
So we go and then we go to the zoo, and it's the first time I'm meeting this guy. And this guy's a fucking riot, and he loves to smoke, right? So yeah. So the entire time he's ripping fat vapes and just cracking jokes left and right the entire zoo walk. And eventually we get to this one part where they were kind of renovating. We had walked past a couple monkeys. Then there were like empty little exhibits. And then there was a koi pond. A dirty ass koi pond.
Nice.
And Miranda's dad and the friend start noodling the koi pond. So you put your hand in the water, trying to get one of them to bite.
Why?
I don't fucking know. That's how you catch catfish. That's how you catch catfish.
Do you think they would do it if I like put my penis in there?
Maybe.
Shook it around a little bit.
It's gotta be like a little wormy. So they're both, keep in mind, there are people in the zoo. And they're doing this while people are around. They're like noodling. And the friend has the vape in his shirt pocket.
Oh,
He's wearing a button. And so he noodles a little too far and it falls in.
Oh,
And I saw this.
I would have punched the fish.
I saw this man's eyes. And he jumped. And he went like arm in to this koi pond. And Miranda's dad grabs his foot and is holding on to this man's foot. And everyone's like, what the fuck is going on? And you see him like going, like swerving around in his mug trying to find his goddamn vape. And he's there. I swear, it felt like he was searching for like 5 minutes. It was probably like 30 seconds or a minute at most. And everyone's like, what's he doing? I'm just like, oh, fucking no, dude. He probably dropped something in there. Eventually, he couldn't find it. It was too mucky, and he just came back out.
I would have taken one of the fish's tribute. I mean, they're coming with me. I'm gonna rip fat doinks out of you. Come on.
Those fish right now are like super happy.
I have a very similar story now that you mentioned it.
Oh yeah.
So
noodling the weed cart or diving
into the water. Okay. So we're in Florida visiting some friends on vacation, and we went to this little pond area. There's this like bat home. What would you call that?
Bat cave.
A cave?
No, it's not the cave. It's those little like bat houses that they have. And there's
Yes.
So we were
Bat house.
Okay, well we went to the bat cave, and we were waiting till dusk for all the bats to wake up and come out. So while we were doing that, we were just chilling by a nearby pond. and there's a bridge that you can walk over and look down at the wildlife.
Was it a bat pond? Are
No.
the bats still relevant?
No.
Do you wear wigs?
No.
When will you wear wigs?
Shut up. So anyway,
I don't get that reference.
we're watching the alligators, like this big motherfucking honking alligators coming up to the shore. He turns around and fucks off though, so it's fine. And there's this smaller inlet pond that the bridge goes over, and there was a baby alligator in the back of it, and there was a turtle. Well, some dude, there was an Asian man, and he was looking at the turtle with his camera, and he's got it pointed straight down.
And then the bats got him.
And then the bats got him. So anyway, this reminds me of another story. So he's looking straight down with the camera, right? And just as he clicks the button, the lens falls right into the water.
Oh no.
And then he's just looking down at it like, oh. So me and my buddy Nick were just like, oh, well, we gotta help this guy, you know? So we get some sticks, and we're like trying to get the lens for him and everything. And he's down there, and he's reaching. But everyone's a little nervous because, you know, big chunky gator boy's out there, and there's little chunky gator boy in the back.
Yeah.
And so he's looking straight down, and he's reaching down, and all of a sudden his glasses fall in.
Oh,
The Asian man's, not Nick's.
Oh,
That's fucking double
So-
whammy.
We spent 45 minutes getting this shit out of the water for the guy very carefully because there's gators around. And it was just hilarious because afterwards he was so thankful, and he's just like, he looks at us and he goes, if you guys are ever in Shanghai, you have a place to stay. And we're just like, well, that's kind of nice. Let's go to Shanghai.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, but like his shit just fell in the water, and he looked so shocked. It was just like, he literally looked up with the Pikachu face like, ooh.
speaking of bats.
And then the bats got him.
Yeah, and the bats got him. Speaking of bats, though, it reminds me of a story. So me and Tyrone once I think we were moving out of my old apartment, and it was the hole in the wall, if you guys remember that. It was you had to fucking drive through literally what looked like a sheer cut through a building into the parking lot, and my house was in that parking lot.
Okay.
And one day we're moving stuff out of there. It's getting late. And it's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, sun's down, and we just see something start flying in that little back area of that apartment.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the fuck is that? And we're like ducking. You remember when that bee attacked us that one night?
Oh my god,
How we were ducking like kids going through
Evacuating a school shooting.
That's how we were trying to get into this car. Like ducking for our fucking lives. Because one, we didn't know what it was. Two, it was just like, it was like fucking swooping down. We were terrified. Like we're two guys from Philly. We don't do well with bats. And so we ran to the car, he put that bitch in reverse, put it back in park, and drove off.
Man,
Is it because Batman, like, is it because Philly's like Gotham?
Yeah, without Batman and Robin.
And Batman's like...
no, Pittsburgh's Gotham. We confirmed that in The Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah,
but it's
they filmed 2 of the 3 Batman movies in Pittsburgh, so
that
That's
explains
Gotham,
a lot.
actually.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
That explains.
I mean, it is a shithole like Gotham, and
It kind of makes sense.
No.
So, like, bats...
Philly's like Gotham, but with more cheesesteaks.
Bats are, like, scary, right? So, like, we had a bat come into the house one time, and...
Unannounced, or did you invite him in?
We invited him.
Okay.
Just to beat the shit out of him.
you can't do that. He could have been a vampire.
Well, he wasn't. I hit him with a fucking broom.
That's tricky.
That's tricky. Yeah, you
stupid.
can't invite them in because a vampire is the only way they can come into someone's house. You have to be invited.
So if a bat's just in your house, it's safe to say it's not a vampire.
You know the
Unless someone invited them in and you didn't know.
the lore on that is also super ambiguous, so that's why I don't have a welcome mat.
Right.
Oh. Is that welcoming them in?
It
Yeah,
welcomes
it
everybody
works
in
for
your
that, yeah.
house.
It doesn't-
Yeah, but
it-
that
it's
is-
a- I
A
always-
welcome mat don't mean you were going to go walking into my fucking
Yeah,
house.
if you go to
though.
somebody's house and you see a welcome mat and you walk in anyway, you're...
Vampires
I do that all the time. What are you talking about?
Vampires do not need consent. They need implied consent.
So implied consent would lead to, hey, there's a door. That means we can walk through that. Should I?
No. Because the door is meant to keep something out. But if the door says welcome or come on in,
Well, that's a matter of opinion because a door could just be a gateway to go in, not trying to keep something out.
I mean, technically, I've also seen, like, media where, like, vampires are kept out just by, like, an archway, too, because, like, that counts as, like, entering.
Yeah, I keep garlic.
Even though
I
it's
keep garlic
open?
nailed to the door. Just in
Why are you
case.
so afraid of vampires, bro?
Yeah, but the welcome mat says welcome is welcome. Come in. You know?
Welcome to the house, not into the house.
Yeah, well,
see a vampire
welcome
Okay,
is
let me
a
get my
very
vampire
ambiguous-
fucking lawyer to fucking.
Objection, nuh-uh.
You didn't see a
No.
vampire coming from a mile away. Those fuckers are sparkly and shit.
No,
No,
real
those are
vampires,
stupid
bro.
ass vampires.
I will say that one scene in the Twilight movie is real cool when they have the big fight.
You
at
mean
the
the
end.
one that doesn't happen?
Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
What-
are you
what?
talking about the one where they like launch at each other in the air and they like go like cha cha and then like they land slowly and he's holding the head of the other guy?
Yeah, and then that was just a vision that didn't come true.
Yeah, but that whole last fight was cool as fuck.
Except
that didn't happen.
I hate those movies though.
Yeah, no, they're
The
actually
last
just
scene,
really bad.
literally, it was.
You know the standards?
They were just fucking. There's like, oh, here's what
It
would
was,
have
it
happened.
was
and then
Alice's
dropped it.
vision.
Do you know what the standards that those movies put on me as a fucking 5th grader? I didn't look like Jacob or Edward and all these girls.
What? Oh,
Fucking
oh
going
my
nuts. Fucking with their
Jacob.
wieners and boobs and they're all like, oh, ooh, Team Jacob, Team Edward. And I'm just like, I'm fat.
Let me stop.
What
you
the
there.
fuck?
I got something for you.
Seem dejected.
So, my very first girlfriend, we had a rocky on and off type deal, and eventually she started dating my our one friend Dakota.
She's still your girl.
Yeah, basically. But then I stole her back, and it went back and forth for a while. And this one time, like when Twilight was real big, we're talking, and she goes, "You know, Brad, I love you, but I'm in love with Dakota."
Did she say that? Is that from Twilight?
But wait. He goes,
Is that from fucking Twilight?
He's my Edward, and you're my Jacob.
I would've punched
And I'm
her.
just like, the fuck does that mean? I just wanted to pull.
Oh, you're the fuck boy then.
Yeah,
you ever
apparently.
watch Twilight? Oh, Jacob's like a fucking cuck, dude. Like they go and have a baby together.
And isn't
Bella,
it like,
yeah,
isn't
then
it
he
like
imprints
bequeathed
on the
to
daughter.
Isn't it
Yeah,
bequeathed
yeah.
to the fucking
Yeah,
werewolf?
he imprints.
he
on their
imprints
baby.
on it. Like he picks up and he's like, "You're mine, suck my teats." And then Bella's like, "No," and I'm like,
I remember
"What the fuck
teeth
is it?" Have you
sucking
ever
part.
watched Kristen Stewart act? It's just fucking atrocious. It's so funny. It's not like her fucking like it sounds to you guys.
What the
Wow.
fuck?
This is
Are they
the
shitting?
ball.
That was
Is
no,
she
that was an
shitting?
actual.
Yeah,
perfect
shitting out of her mouth.
representation
A bunch of
her
garbage.
Acting.
I'm
Perfect
scared.
representation.
Poor Robert Pattinson. He got fucked by those movies.
Yeah, he really did.
A lot
He's
of people
actually
did.
a pretty good
A lot of
actor.
people did.
Except Matt Damon.
A lot of people got fucked to those movies, probably.
You know what?
I feel like out of
Speaking
all
of
of them,
movies-
Matt Damon was.
Was Matt Damon in that movie?
Wait, no. What's the fucking werewolf?
I don't think it was
Taylor
bad.
Lautner.
Taylor Lautner. Him.
Yeah, nothing bad happened to him.
Yeah, nothing bad
That's
happened.
a
wait,
random
wait.
name from that. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth got fucked in those movies.
So you know, I've decided.
That's
on
how little
my-
I give a shit about those movies. It's the fucking
Leonardo
werewolf.
DiCaprio was terrible as that
Just
werewolf.
awful.
I've decided what my least favorite movie line of all time is.
Mine's the Fred trilogy,
Oh, fuck off. You haven't even seen them.
and I never will.
You
Yes,
need
you
to
will.
watch them. We're gonna watch them for the podcast. All you listeners deserve that.
It was like a day one kind of thing. We owe it.
No.
It's
I was gonna say, you know what's funny? The meme has been dead for a while and hasn't been brought up, and you literally just brought it up.
Bobby brought it up today in conversation to me.
No, I
so
did.
it's
I sent a
fresh in my
picture of
mind.
John Cena yelling at Lucas
Yeah,
Christian.
that brings it up, you stupid fuck.
Anyway,
Yeah, but not on
my
recording.
least favorite movie line of all time is from 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate whenever she's all like, "Are you gonna make love to me?" And he leans down and goes, "First off, I don't make love. I fuck."
Oh,
And I'm just,
edgy as fuck.
you die from cringe.
Yeah.
If I said that to my girlfriend, like before we
No.
did anything, like she'd shank me.
Those movies,
Right?
You know what's funny? Because I remember when those books were coming out, and every girl in high school had an obsession over them, or reading them all the time, and like talking to them. And
They
those
were
weird
acting so
gossipy-
deep and mature.
Yeah, right. It's like, guys, I read it for the plot, not
No,
the,
shut the
not the fucking scenes.
It's
you
like
know,
whenever-
that's
it's like
literally
whenever a girl-
3/4 of the goddamn book.
It's like whenever girls are like, "Oh, I don't masturbate." It's like, shut up. Everybody does. Everybody jerks off.
And then I remember watching the trilogy,
Except for like kids.
like the movie trilogy, and those movies take a really weird turn.
I don't
Because like
know.
the first movie was like,
Doesn't she get like kidnapped?
yeah, no, because like the first movie was like them two
becomes
falling
Taken.
in love. Yeah, basically, this movie is about them falling in love,
Fucking Stockholm syndrome.
and then the not by
Like terrorists.
not by Grey, not by Christian Grey, whatever his fucking name is.
Oh.
It's like a weird lover, ex-lover, some shit kidnaps the girl. Someone dies at the end. It was real weird, and then they fell in love, went on a yacht or something.
It
That
was-
was Literally the whole trilogy.
It
They
sounds
fucked.
fucking
They
stupid.
broke up. They fucked some more. Someone kidnapped the fucking woman, and then they fell in love at the end and got married or some shit.
You actually tolerated sitting down and watching all the movies?
You do. You'd be surprised what you do for a woman.
You should watch You should watch the Notebook. No.
Oh.
Yes, the Notebook.
The Notebook?
Oh, the Notebook's sad.
It's
as
so
fuck.
good. Anyway,
What are you?
What were we?
Gay?
What were we just? I can think of something that would throw you for an even bigger loop than 50 Shades of Grey. Have you ever heard of Riverdale?
No.
So
I
it used to.
love Riverdale.
What are they doing?
What?
What are they doing? It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
What is River?
So
No, no,
it
can we get
starts
some
off as like
context?
it starts off as like a teen drama, and all the teenagers are hot and badass.
Yeah,
and-
Cheryl's hot as fuck.
Isn't that the one that his wife won't shut the fuck up about?
No,
What?
that's that fucking Euphoria.
Oh, okay, never mind. We need to make a
it's like
distinction.
Euphoria. It's like pre-Euphoria.
Okay.
I don't know what either.
So now, instead of like just being normal teenagers that just are like weird and like
They're like
weirdly attractive,
weirdly hot.
they're like 30 years old and
Yeah.
they're teenagers and they have like abs and they're always like in the rain and it's raining and they're
Sure. Shit.
Yeah.
and now they have superpowers.
Oh,
What?
They're getting like superpowers. It's taken a complete left turn. They've gone from normal teenagers to like superpowers.
Well, I mean, you gotta understand
Okay,
that
well,
Marvel
that's a
set
turn, though.
Marvel set a precedence.
Yeah, they did.
Superpowers are cool. That's in. People go fucking watch that shit. So yeah, if your TV show's
I mean,
dying, just
arguably
give
we
them
wouldn't have got the
superpowers.
boys from it. We wouldn't have got fucking
Oh.
Stranger Things from it. Like
The
Marvel really
Boys.
started a lot of that shit.
Nah, the boys outdoes it.
How did Marvel
Oh.
start?
I
Stranger
Marvel
Things?
started superhero shit being
But
popular.
Stranger Things isn't like
Mar-
superhero-y.
Stranger Things is superhero-y.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
Elle's kind of a superhero.
Shit,
It's
they
more
literally
D&D.
call her a superhero constantly.
It's more D&D based, but
It's focused on D&D, but like the implication is like a superhero kind of thing. Like
You guys want to, speaking of Stargate,
so speaking of Stargate,
do you guys want to hear one of my public stories?
Yeah.
Happened very recently, actually. It's whenever we went to Virginia Beach. I like to do the puffs. You guys know this.
flavor blasted.
Flavor blastering. And one of my first goals when getting down there was to find a shop. And I did. And I walked in and the guy goes, "Yo, what's up, dude?" And I'm like, "What's up?" And he goes, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "I want to get fucked up." And he goes, "I'm going to put you the fuck on." And he puts on the counter something called green crack.
Oh yeah.
disclosure, it was not crack.
It's literally just normal crack, but with like
No, it's kryptonite.
green food coloring.
It's kryptonite.
Yeah. So I go. He goes. This will get you where you need to be. I'm like, yeah, I got like a 1,000 milligram chocolate bar back at the hotel that I just can't wait to dig into. He goes, "No, fuck that." he goes, "This is it." I'm like, "All right, if you say so." So later that night, it's me and Tony, my girlfriend, and his wife. That is also his sister, not his wife. My girlfriend is
Please
his
make
sister.
the distinction.
No, his sister is his wife.
Oh,
Yes.
they're Lannisters.
Yes.
That was our
No, they're Lannisters.
No,
No.
that is podcast canon now.
It's not canon.
So-
okay.
So
fucking weirdo.
we go up to the hotel room and we get ready to go out and like go to like a bar or two that's down there. And we eat them and we go down to the place called
Eat the bar.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
eat
the
the
whole
whole
bar.
bar.
The whole.
The whole
fucking
thing.
crazy, dude.
So we eat them, and it's green crack, and we go down the elevator, we walk across the street because there's a bar right over there, and it's a really nice place. It's kind of super cool. It's got like an open ceiling. They got a double-decker bus where they make the food. Super fucking cool. They got like artificial grass everywhere. It feels real good on your feet. Cornhole, fucking Connect 4. This place has it all. You can eat there, you can drink there, and within 20 minutes, we were getting hit.
Yeah,
By the
fucking
green crack.
Fast.
I remember sitting there, I'm like, man, this isn't like that bad. And then I looked over at Tony, and he's just like, he's gone. He's in fucking outer space. And Bunny's like, I'm hungry. I want. She goes,
I am surprised you guys had the balls to do that shit in public
Oh,
because
Virginia Beach, dude, it's fucking legal
No,
and shit down there, man.
I know
Like,
that's not what I'm saying.
doesn't
I've
matter.
seen you guys. I've seen you guys get.
Oh
put
yeah,
in
no,
that
I
shit.
got
and you guys are
paranoid as
horrible.
fuck.
You guys
Yeah,
are
I'm
horrible
getting to
with
that
it.
part
He's
of the
getting
story.
to it. He's
So-
getting to it. It got
So
bad.
Bunny's sitting there, and she goes, I want French fries. And I'm like, man, yeah, cheese fries or nachos would be sick. And she's all like, nah, nacho cheese makes me throw up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And Tony's like, it's true.
It is. No, but in actuality, it is true.
Because I'm like, what do you mean you throw up? She goes, every time I throw up. So we're like, so go get some food.
I don't know. Wait, I don't know to be more offended by that fact or be more like, oh, this is an opportunity. I just get cheese on all my shit and she won't touch it.
Yeah.
Do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
the second one.
Okay.
Confirmed from
And be offended.
experience.
Be offended while you eat nacho cheese in front of her.
Stupid.
Out of the fucking out of spoonfuls.
so we're also drinking, and the drinks cost $10 a piece. So you bet your ass we're drinking them all. And I'm sitting there, and we're getting a little faded. And Bunny's like, all right, I gotta go get food. So she stands up and like, so I'm gonna put it out on the table for you guys. So here's the bus right here. The bus is horizontal, and right in front of the bus, like just outside the door of where you would get onto the bus, there's a counter. And you walk up in front of the counter and order food. Bunny walked up behind the counter up to the dude in the window of the bus and goes, hey, and he goes, we're closed. So Bunny like walked in, and Tony saw all this happen, and
that's where the paranoia hit me hard. I was like, oh my god, everybody fucking knows it. We are just gone out of our fucking minds.
Tony's looking at her, and he literally looks back. He puts his hands on his face. He's like, oh no. And I'm like, what? And he goes, oh, everybody knows. And I'm like, knows what? And he goes, that we're fucked. And I'm like, no, we're not. And I'm like, do you want to go? And he goes, yeah. I'm like, well, you gotta go pay your drinks. And him and Bunny are just like, we can't. we can't do it. And I'm like,
I couldn't get up, man. I couldn't do it.
I'm like, and we're sitting on a picnic table in the middle of this place.
They can't hang.
And I'm just
They've
like,
never been able to hang. They will never be able to fucking hang.
Nah,
What
dude,
they're
it
doing
was
in
one
public.
time. After that, though, we were good. Like the rest of the trip.
So I'm like sitting there and I'm like, all right, I'll go do it. So I get up and I'm just like, oh, fuck, this is good. And I walk up to the bar and I'm like, hey, I've never paid for a tab. I've never asked for a tab. I've only been to a bar like twice. So I go up there, I'm like, hey, can I like pay their tab and like gesture to them? And they're like, yeah. So I didn't realize that they had their card or whatever, like the number.
Okay.
So they would charge her. So they're like, do you want to pay? I'm like, I'll pay for it. And they're like, oh, okay. We won't charge the card. I'm like, what? So then I gave her $20. So then I get back to the table. I'm like, guys, you want to go walk around for a little bit? So we get up and we go walking around. And we're walking down the street for some time, and we go in front of like this ice cream shop.
Fun fact, we weren't walking down the street for very long. We literally were like 2 shops down.
Yeah,
but it felt like an hour and a half.
It was a long walk.
Actually, you guys walked for an hour and a half.
It was a fucking
People were walking
ride,
past
dude.
you really confused.
So we get up to this ice cream shop, and Bunny stops, and she goes, oh, I want ice cream. And she bends forward like in this rapid motion. And then she realized what she did. And she goes, I don't want this anymore. And walks over to like the side of the road, like the curb.
Yeah, no, you guys definitely hanged out.
And Tony went over to talk to her, and I'm just like, man, I'm fucking hungry too. This sounds good. So we walk a little bit further to a different place that serves ice cream. And Bunny's inside, and Tony and his sister are standing outside, and I'm like,
His sister wife.
yeah, his sister wife standing outside. I'm like, and for a little
The
bit,
continuity's falling apart immediately.
and I'm like, man, I'm hungry too. So I walk in, and apparently before I went in, Bunny was just like staring at glass. And the guy goes, ma'am, are you okay?
Y'all gotta be careful, because y'all do that in public. Someone's gonna call the cops thinking you guys are on like crack or something.
Nah,
Dude, you guys, no.
we were
You
fine.
guys can't. You guys literally remind me of the zombies where me and fucking IT guy are from in Philly.
Yeah, so-
Everyone's zonked out of their minds doing like actual hard crack and shit. That was you guys walking down the fucking pier.
So I walk in.
You say that, but that's what people were thinking while your wife stared at the glass.
So be it.
So I walked in, and I walk up to the guy, and I'm like, hey, man. And I looked at their menu for a little bit before I went up to him, actually. And I see it. I walk up to him, I'm like, hey, man, can I get a deluxe Philly cheesesteak? It's like 11 o'clock at night. And he's like, yeah, sure. So I stand in the store with Bunny for like 10 minutes. And she's looking at all the ice cream. She's like, oh, they got Cookie Monster. I bet that's blue. And she walked over, she goes, it's blue. And I'm like, that's cool. So we wait a little bit and we get our food, and then we go out to the out towards the beach. Like we go out to the benches that are just before the sand, and we sit down there. And I'm sitting there, man. I've never had a Philly cheesesteak like that before. It just hit so hard. I can guarantee it wouldn't hit as hard as it does, like it would now.
Sober.
Yeah, sober, but like, fuck, dude, I ate that thing. I'm burning the fuck out of my mouth. It's piping hot. And Tony and Bunny. So there's 3 benches. sitting, like, there's one here, there's like 2 feet, another one, 2 feet, another one. Tony and Bunny are in the middle one, and Tony's just like sitting there. He's like, man, everybody knows. I feel like everybody knows.
Where do you eventually get to the point where you're fine, Tony?
The next day.
The next day.
Oh,
Yeah,
the next
no.
day.
I'm almost done.
Jesus.
I'm almost done.
The first day was horrible. I was way too fucking zonked.
Yeah, so
The next day, though, I got zonked again and I was fine. And we still went out and did shit. It's just that first day hit, like, basically this shit took us from 0 to 1 billion instantly.
So he's sitting there and he's like, they all know. Everybody knows.
Okay, in fairness, though, Bunny and fucking Bobby are sitting there eating the cheesesteak and the fries. Literally just, oh my God, it's so good. Oh, man, Bobby, did you try these fries? Bobby,
Yeah, I'm like,
no, I haven't. And they're screaming and yelling about it. They're just fucking,
So the whole time Tony's doing this, me and Alicia are on one bench and Tony and Bunny are on the other one. And Bunny's sitting there, and me and Alicia are having a hoot over there eating my Philly cheesesteak, like just like moaning, like so good. And Bunny starts going,
yelling it.
Bunny goes, this bench fucking sucks. I'm gonna come over to the cool bench. I'm like, sorry, it's taken. And we're just, it was so good. So then we go up, and then once we finish our food, we're like, all right, let's go up to the room. Let's just chill out. Because South Park was on all week.
Good.
And
that's
all week.
The only thing that goes on fucking that show or on
Comedy
Comedy Central
Central.
anymore.
Yeah, it's all South Park.
And so we get into the room, and we're on the 6th floor, so we're pretty high up. And
Yeah, you were.
So eventually we one by one, each of us start going out onto the back porch, except for Tony. Tony has encased himself like a mummy in the bed.
Dude, I rolled up. I fucking got like fucking caterpillared in there. I was like, nah, I'm good, guys. You do what you want. And then
So then we go onto the balcony, and the whole time Tony's like, guys, seriously, come inside.
He's like, they're gonna jump.
I was.
They're gonna fly.
The thing is, with it, I am Tony's taller than me, but we're not that far off in difference of height. I'm 5'9", and the balcony comes up to about like
Your chest.
my
Yeah,
chest.
They're pretty
You
high
can't-
to
you
avoid
have to
people
try.
from jumping or falling.
You have to try.
actively try to jump off. That didn't register to me. I'm like,
They're
there's
gonna
no
fall.
railing. They're just gonna walk off the end.
I'm not gonna lie. In his defense, sometimes I have that thought when I'm like on a balcony.
Same.
It's like
To jump.
I can fall. No.
Oh, I have the
No.
jump thought.
No.
I have the jump thought.
We have two different. No, I'm like I'm a fall.
You ever feel
You
like
can fall.
you're questioning me? You ever feel like because this is the best way I can describe it. So like I'm sitting there and I look down and then I feel my body jolt a little bit as if I'm about to jump. You never had that?
Yeah, no, I have. Here's the scenario though. So Tony's been caterpillared, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, guys, come in. And then all he hears is, hey guys, I bet we could fly. 20 minutes of silence later, Tony finally gets up, walks over to the balcony. Nobody's there. Looks down, you're all just
Dude, I was so convinced because like eventually it started getting me to the point where I was getting like real fucking tired. So I was sitting there and I'm just laying in my cocoon and they're still not back in the room yet. And I'm like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow morning and they're all gonna be dead. It's over for me.
That's the whole time. He's like, guys, like two of us would come in or two of us would be out. I came in one time. It was me and Alicia who came in, and Bunny was still out there. And he goes, guys, where's Bunny? And we're like, she's on the back porch. And he goes, oh, she's so clumsy. You have to go get her.
To be fair, out of the four of you guys, the only one that would accidentally fall off a
It
balcony
would be
is
Bunny. Yeah, no,
Absolutely.
She would absolutely.
Whoops, I'm so quirky.
Oh my god! Yeah, but like that was our first night.
Splat. Ow.
Yeah, but that was our first night in Virginia Beach.
because I'm an aquarium.
And if anybody's listening for Virginia Beach, because I left a bunch of cards laying around with our QR code on it, so you should definitely like, you know. But yeah, no, that was our first night there, and it was a hootenanny.
Speaking of
Hold on.
Real quick, hootenanny. No.
Hold on.
So like so like an hour later, I go to the bathroom and I take like a 45-minute shit because I was nervous because this is my first time being there. So I release the floodgates and like I come back out. Alicia's laying there like dead. Tony and Bunny are both like.
Did she also?
No.
partake?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say
We tricked them into thinking she did though. It was funny.
Oh my god, I was so convinced.
We're like, yeah, she did. Like,
I know. It's not that hard to convince you.
but
when you're
you know how
rolls
like, you know how like the Family Guy characters like land when they get punched or something.
Yeah.
Just like how they were laying in bed. But yeah.
Tony, you got any out in public stories?
So yeah, actually in the same trip, because it was fucking great. The next morning, actually, we decide we're gonna go get breakfast.
Oh, that fucking
Breakfast.
place.
So the place across from our hotel, fucking ass. All the food is. You've been to Eden Park. You know how like their fucking breakfast is like it's okay, but it's kind of still shitty like their buffet.
Yeah, it's not
was
the best.
That
yeah.
was this place. That's all they had was a buffet, except it was like 500 times worse.
Do you know the
It
length?
was fucking awful.
You know the length of their table, like with the leaf in? That's about as big as the buffet table was.
Oh.
I don't know how to put that
Yeah,
into
it was
measurements right now.
10 feet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
15 maybe.
If that. No,
Like-
your table's not 15 feet.
No, but I mean, like, the bar was
Oh,
about
okay.
15, like, at tops. And it had fucking nothing on it. Like, none of it was restocked.
How much was it?
No. Tell them at the end.
Okay, all right. So we show up, we're eating, it's terrible. We're all a little bit fucking, like, tired from the night before and shit. But as we're eating, this one waiter decides, fuck it, I hate my job.
Oh, no.
And they start fucking screaming at their coworkers in the middle of the restaurant. They're just like, they took all my fucking tables. Why'd you let them take all my fucking tables? I'm about to fucking leave this place. And she walks to the back. She comes back out. Another couple walks in trying to get their fucking breakfast. She's like, oh, I'm gonna seat you over here at my fucking side.
A couple of them were like Russian too, to also paint the picture of like the shittiness.
yeah. Like our server was like fucking straight.
She comes over and she's like, "Would you like to live, dude?" I'm like,
She's like, are you ready to order? And I'm just like, okay.
"You want vodka and your Pepsi?" I'm like, "No."
Babushka give you potato, that's all you get.
And then they took my cup that had coffee in it
Okay.
and put Pepsi in it.
They were so not on it. We never got a fucking refill other than his Pepsi.
Oh, there's Pepsi, right?
experience.
It's Pepsi coffee.
Fucking. So she's screaming and yelling, and we're just like sitting there. We're like, okay, so like, how do we fucking leave? They don't have any kind of information on how you leave. We didn't see our waiter for like a good 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
And we're just like, listening to this lady going off in the background. She's like, I should just fucking leave this place. And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, lady, calm down. So eventually we just get up and we're like, you know what? We're just going to walk to the front and pay. So we walk up and we're like, can we just like pay here? And they're like, yeah, no, we got you. You're good. Like the owner was there, like just with her fucking head in her hand. She's just like, oh my God.
So how much was it?
Real quick, you wanna know how fucked up I was? I don't remember any of this happening, and I was sitting there the whole time. I remember the waitress being Russian and the Pepsi coffee.
I was gonna say he drank his coffee, you know? He was just fucking.
The
I love coffee.
You heard of Pilk, now you heard of coffee.
So how much was it?
So the fucking, and it ended up being a $50 fucking breakfast.
A piece.
A piece.
What?
Shit!
No!
Yeah.
No!
At that point-
Absolutely not.
At that point, I would have just been like, nah, bye, walk out. They'll
Yeah.
never
It
fucking
ended
find
up-
you.
You paid $50 fucking dollars per
$50 fucking
person?
dollars. I'm
No.
so mad.
And
No
I ate
fucking
like 4
way.
sausages and
that's
like,
it.
And biscuit.
No, literally
It was
fucking,
terrible.
literally just walk out.
It was fucking
Thanks,
awful.
Obama. You did this. It is the
What?
inflation. Thanks, Obama.
No.
Chick man chip.
Think about this. They're not gonna find you. They're not. You just leave. Just leave.
I-
50 fucking Virginia Beach. I've been there once, and I remember that seafood buffet. Is that still there?
Yeah, Captain George's.
Yeah, I've been there
that
once.
place is fucking lit, though.
So
That
good.
place
And
is
like, God, I'm trying. What hotel did you go to?
So we went to the fucking Quality Inn, oceanfront. This is like a big U-shaped hotel, and right behind there is where this breakfast place was. It literally didn't
It's
have
called like
a
a
sign.
Atlantic breakfast or something.
Okay.
I don't even think it didn't have a sign saying anything about it. It literally
Breakfast.
just said breakfast buffet.
Well,
on,
yeah,
like,
that's
the
how they get
thing.
you.
That was
That's
all
how
it
they
was.
get you to pay $50 fucking dollars.
So I
for
was
a
like,
meal.
all right.
A bowling alley.
It
Dude,
used
what
to
the
be
fuck?
what it used to be is it used to be like a fucking 5-star restaurant was there before called Black Bull. It was fucking awesome. We went there the last time we went. It was
Wait, so this is
amazing.
a new place then?
This
Because
is
you
a
went
new
there
place,
like
yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
What?
So I was like, okay, well, I mean, it says breakfast buffet. All the food we have at Virginia Beach is typically like, mwah, like it's always really good.
Right.
This place just
Dog shit.
was not it. Like we went down the next day. Actually, we went down the walk a little bit. We ended up getting to this other place. It was like another breakfast place. It wasn't a buffet, but it ended up being like $30 for the both of us, and it was league.
Dude, I don't know how.
It was worth
I'm-
$50 the second breakfast.
I'm
we got.
sorry.
I would have paid. I would have paid the price that I paid at the first breakfast at the second place.
I don't know how you guys didn't flip shit over $50 per meal at a shitty.
I was too tired to fucking notice.
I would have. Not only did you guys get barely any selection, not only was it inattentive, not only was there a literal employee flipping shit.
That was so funny.
But then you guys paid $200.
Yeah.
It's for y'all.
Yeah.
And did you leave a tip? Please tell me you didn't leave a tip.
God, no.
Okay. But it's still $200 for that. That's ridiculous.
It was fucking awful.
I've got two related stories.
Wait, can I?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna keep the track of vacations. So a couple years ago, me and Tins, we took our girlfriends. We went to the Outer Banks, which has become my favorite vacation spot. It is great. Funny enough, I also have a really good time at their smoke shop. All the people there are super cool, super chill. They had dogs. I bought some cigars there. I bought my Toker Poker. But that's not the story. It's a panic story.
Oh.
Now, I want to just preface this with it. I was not intoxicated in any way when this happened. I have a deathly fear of cockroaches.
Oh.
Roaches terrify me. Like legitimately, they scare the hell out of me. They're gross. They're nasty. They crawl. They're fast. It is horrible. Okay?
Yeah.
So, Tins took his dad's fishing rods, and we're going to go fish. There's a pier. It's super cool. I'm like, fuck yeah, I love fishing. Let's go do it. So, we go in this pier. It's like sundown. It's starting to get sundown. The sun's still up, but it's going to be sundown soon. Mm-hmm. So, we pay. It's like a real cheap. It's like a couple bucks, obviously, to keep the boardwalk nice. It's a very nice boardwalk. Very long, too. Yeah. You walk out pretty far. And the lady was super nice. She's like, hey, this couple just came in and they bought a bunch of bait and they didn't use it, so they brought it back to me. Here you go, guys. Normally you have to pay for it, but just take it. Okay. I was like, oh man, what a nice lady. Yeah. She's super nice. We walk out on this boardwalk. We start fishing. Tins catches a small fish. It was great. He caught, I'm just going to say it was probably a whale because it got away, but goddamn it, did it fight. We're assuming it was like a skater array.
Definitely a whale.
Like a skater array was swimming around. He hooked it and he fought it for a little while, but it got away.
Great white?
Great white, for sure. At least.
All right.
If it was probably two.
Page.
It was probably two.
Yeah.
Yeah, Megalodon. It was two of them. But anyway, the sun is set at this point. And no one warned me about the wharf roaches.
Oh.
When I say that we were sitting there and I just magically see a roach pop up on the pier, walk the plank, and then walk underneath, and I was like, oh, that's weird. And then I saw hundreds of them. I'm not shitting you.
I would have shit.
They were everywhere.
I would have shit.
They were walking. I had sandals. I was terrified.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, Tins, we gotta go. I ain't dealing with these goddamn roaches. He's like, all right, man, all right. And obviously he doesn't understand the severity of the situation. So he brings this motherfucker brings in his reel nice and calm. He sets it off. He takes the hook off. He folds it. I'm holding the big one, like avoiding cockroaches like it's my goddamn life. I'm holding it. The hook's still on it. I'm like, no. And then he's like, all right, Steven, give me the other one. I'm like, no. You're dismantling it at the car. And I bolt. I go down this fucking 300-foot pier. I'm running, like nonchalantly running as I'm avoiding roaches coming up the pier and walking back down the pier. And I'm like, no. And my girlfriend... Tins' girlfriend and Tins are like 20 feet back, and I'm fucking gaining distance. That's how fast I'm walking down this goddamn pier. And I make it to the entrance. The lady's like, "Did you have a good time, honey?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I sit at there. They had this nice little bench. There was a fish tank behind it, and there were a bunch of fishes that you can catch out in the ocean. They were just kind of swimming there, chilling. And I'm like. And I'm like, I look at the fish. The one fish looks at me, and we had a moment. He's like, it's all right. He goes, "It's all right, bro." And he swims away. And then they get there, and I'm like, all right. And then by the time we get to, it's basically just the road there, and I hand them over the fucking fishing rod. And I'm just like, we ain't doing that again, man. We can't go back to that pier.
So now I have 3 stories.
Okay.
Because you just reminded me about the time I was in IKEA.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
So, we're going to IKEA to find some desks, right? And IKEA is just an unholy, godless abyss of fucking claustrophobia.
I just want to say, before prefacing this story, I've been to a couple IKEAs. This one was on the smaller side.
So we're in this labyrinth of doom where the sun doth not shine. And
Where Brad discovered he has claustrophobia.
it's fine for like the first 40 minutes of us being in there. But then all of a sudden, I just snapped. And I'm just like, I can't see the sun. I need to see the sky. So like, I didn't tell anyone what was going on. I just
He
fucking
ran.
bolted.
Dude, seriously. So we were just, me and Steve were there with him. We're just walking around, and all of a sudden we turn, and Brad just walking through displays,
Dude,
trying to
here's the
get to the exit.
Here's the thing. IKEAs are broken. If you've never been to an IKEA, IKEAs are broken down into three places. The three segments. The first one is like the living room, kitchen, dining room displays, which is like, oh, here's a fucking fancy modern bathroom, and it's got like the fixtures and all that shit. And then the second part is like random tchotchkes you can buy, and then the third part's the warehouse.
Yeah.
And Brad panicked in the middle, which I will say is like the most claustrophobic part, because it's like in a
There's shit
weird
everywhere,
zigzag,
yeah.
and there's doors cutting in between that you can walk in as a giant ass. It's like a fucking snake, and then there's cutaways between. And I just see Brad go, nope, starts running down, and I'm like, oh my god.
I swear to God. So I'm like trying to navigate. I'm like looking, exit sign. Look, as I'm running, I get a glimpse of like one of those "you are here" signs, and just like, oh, there's the exit. Okay, I gotta go this way. And then one door is like employees only. And I'm like, no, walk through that. And literally, just I made my way to the end of the very end of the warehouse. There's like 800 feet, but I could see the doors and I could see the sky outside. And as soon as I saw that, I'm just like, oh, okay. We're not trapped. We can get out if we want to.
Brad is not a fast man by any
No.
means.
Oh,
But that
that-
day, we had to fucking run after
That
him.
was the fastest I've ever seen this man run.
He was
I've seen him
gone.
chase his son, and he was not running as fast than when he had to get out of the IKEA.
God, I need it out. So, second story. I'm a bit of a, well, I mean, you might not be able to tell from my muscled physique and my sexy ass voice, but I'm a fat shit, right? So,
May not be able to tell from my physique, but I am fat.
we go to a fucking Chinese restaurant in Jersey.
Alright.
And the only thing that happens is it's busy. This Chinese lady's like getting our menus together, and she hasn't even looked up at us yet. And our buddy Chris goes, 4, please. And she goes, booth or table? And then she immediately looks up, locks eyes with me, and she literally goes, oh, table. And I'm like, well, great. So we sit down at the table, and I'm just like, I'm not tipping this bitch. So the next one is me, Cody, and Brian were off doing something. We were driving to Indiana. No, we were driving back from Colorado or some shit like that. And we stopped at this little diner, right?
What were you doing in Colorado?
We took Brian's mom out there.
Oh, okay.
So on our way back, we stopped at this diner, right? We sit down and we're like, hey, we want to order. So we each tried to order like 4 different things, and they're like, no, we don't have any of this. So we eventually get some shit. Like I got a hot dog or some shit. Nobody got what we wanted. We sat down, we ate it, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'll pay the bill. You guys just go to the car. So as soon as they left, I'm just like, nope. Put my shit down, left. I didn't pay for shit. Fuck those guys. What you mean you ain't got French fries?
The French fry machine was broken.
For whatever reason, it reminded me of like Fair Time, your stories. I don't know what it was. Maybe it's the food.
No, it's the IKEA hellscape.
Yeah, it's the IKEA Hellskid that reminded me of the fair. Have you ever been harassed by like the carny?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Have they? No.
No.
Have you ever been to a fair?
I mean, the
Have you ever been to one around here?
Yeah, the pulled pork fair.
Okay, that one's very mild. So like I've been to the one that's like here in town.
Oh yeah, I've never been to the one in town.
Okay, so the one in town, I'm like walking up and there's like a bunch of games, right? There's like the basketball games and like skee ball and shit like that. I've been like they've harassed before.
Okay.
Where they're like, hey, well you can't. It's like the guys who play.
Oh yeah.
The dunking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all act like that.
Uh-huh.
Just trying to get you over to play
Except
games.
this one dude was like super homophobic to me.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'm like walking. It's like, he's like, hey, gay boy with the hat. And I'm like, what? And And he's like,
What
you want
the
to win
fuck?
it? You want to win a prize for your boyfriend? And I'm just like, what?
Why are you saying that? What?
Yeah, I've never experienced it. I'm like, is it something I'm wearing? And he goes like, no, you just look fruity. And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Please tell me you didn't play the game.
No, I didn't play the game. I was like, no.
That
Fuck
reminds
you.
me of this really
I was like
awkward
15.
experience.
I was like 15 at the time, so it was like super awkward.
That reminds me of this really awkward fucking experience I had. So this one time, me and my wife were just like, oh, hey, let's just go to New York City one day. Just because fucking, right? So 5-hour car trip there. We get there, we park. It's like $60 fucking to park in the city. Fuck that. So we do that. We walk all the way up to Times Square, which took like 3 hours. And it fucking sucked. But we get to Times Square. It's getting dark. Everything's nice and shit. Like, the lights are on. It's fucking cool. So we roll up and we're like walking around, and all of a sudden, fucking Batman,
Oh yeah.
Spider-Man, and Wonder Woman come out of the fucking corner, and they're just like, "Hey, welcome to New York! Take a picture with us!" And we're like,
No.
"Fuck it, we're gonna take a picture with these
Oh,
guys."
you
You
mother.
fell for it.
So we took a picture with them, and I'm like, I get my phone back from them because they took it on my phone, and I'm just like scrolling through. I'm like, "Oh, these are cool." They're not that cool, but.
And then they're like,
"Oh,
pay me
these are cool," and then
$80,
they're like,
motherfucker.
"Give me money," and I'm like,
What?
What?
Yeah. What, you thought
I had
Batman
no
was
fucking
free?
idea what was going on. He just like, "Give me money," and I'm like, "No," and I literally turned around, grabbed money, and we walked the other direction. It was the most awkward experience I've ever had in my fucking life.
The crazy part is that, so I was born in Jersey, and when I was younger, we used to go to New York all the time. It wasn't like that. That is like a last 15-year thing that happened to New York City, like Times Square.
Yeah.
It was only the Naked Cowboy. I don't know if you guys know who the Naked Cowboy is, but it's this dude who stands in Times Square in his underwear and a cowboy hat with a guitar. And he's like the most famous one of those, and everyone loves him. And like then there was the Naked Cowgirl, who was tastefully naked, not actually naked.
Bullshit.
And then you started getting the Batmans, the Elmos, the every motherfucker standing there in a costume, taking photos, and asking for money.
Fucking, before we get to our argument, Tony talking about Batman reminded me of another fair story. So like I was in 4-H and I used to stay at the fair, and so like
What?
I was
What
in.
the fuck is 4-H?
It's like hick kids get together. I fucking hated it. They were like hick kids who get together and you walk
Hick?
like
Hick?
redneck.
Like redneck?
Yeah.
Hick kids that get together?
All the kids who are like farm kids get together, and then they all get their farm animals and they show them at the fair, and you win money and you sell stuff.
The fucking, I don't know, the HHA?
You're thinking of the FFA, Future
FFA.
Farmers of America.
Yeah.
A lot of them are also in 4-H probably. If you met an FFA kid, they're probably in the 4-H. Well, see, I got roped in because of my
Boondoggle.
cousins. Yeah. and so like late at night at the fair can get pretty boring.
Okay.
And I remember one year, this is whenever I started like venturing out on my own, you know, without my parents. I'm a lone wolf. I'm 16. I'm a grown up now.
With the HHH.
And you look like a fairy.
Yeah, apparently. And we're me and my buddies, we're just, it's late at night, or it's coming to a close. The fair's coming to a close, so it's late at the fair.
Right.
And this dude walks by, and he's a little overweight, but he's wearing a Batman costume. And I'm just like, what the hell?
It's Fat Man.
I'm like, what the hell? So we followed him.
You followed Fat Man around.
Yeah, I swear to fucking God. So like our fair is like half a mile long.
Mm.
We follow this guy to like nearly the end, from like one end to the other.
Okay.
He goes into a tent, and we wait for a second, and he doesn't come back out. We waited like, I don't know, like 3 minutes
Just fighting crime.
until we got antsy enough to where we walked into the tent, and he wasn't there.
What?
He wasn't there.
Batman he fucked out, dude.
Yo, I'm gone.
That's
Yeah.
what Batman does.
He did the Batman thing.
He was actually just up in the rafters of the tent, like just hanging from the top.
Watching these like 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds like walk around like looking for him.
You think he knew you fuckthers were following him?
Probably.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
teenagers.
so he's just like, watch this.
I'm gonna attack them. They're just sleeping.
So speaking of fighting crime and grizzly bears and
Yeah.
silverback gorillas, which one?
It's for fighting, yeah.
Yeah. So which one do you guys for our fight? What do you guys think would win in a one-on-one in an arena fight?
So yeah, who would win? A silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear?
There's only one answer to this.
If you say what I think you're gonna say.
Me.
No, fuck.
Oh.
Oh, you could not. So wait, so do you think a gorilla could beat a grizzly bear? And then by that default, you would.
A gorilla could beat anything except me.
Except you see that
No,
doesn't work.
The problem is that grizzly bears have more weight on a gorilla, have more strength than a gorilla, have really sharp fucking claws and bite strength than a gorilla.
Prove it.
I'll pull it right now. I actually had to look this up.
The gorilla has one thing that the polar bear doesn't, or the grizzly bear doesn't have.
What, thumbs?
Opposable thumbs.
That ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, but it's on a one-on-one fair fight match.
What if they pick up a rock?
I mean, it's possible, but that's like, I think it's just gonna piss off the grizzly bear. I don't think the gorilla's
We
gonna...
became the dominant
Gorillas aren't people, they are rocks!
Wait, we spoke about this
Don't
before.
you dare.
Because we spoke about this before. I'm gonna use that logic against you because you used it against Brad. Because Brad has the same argument for arguing about fucking fighting an orangutan. We had numbers!
Yeah, no, you're right.
A one-on-one gorilla versus grizzly bear. The grizzly bear wins. There's no fucking contest.
I mean,
what
If
if
it wasn't
the
a fair,
gorilla takes it to Suplex City?
if it wasn't a fair fight and it was like in a jungle,
Hold on.
maybe like where he can get the height advantage, I might give it to the gorilla. But in an arena where it's flat ground,
We're putting him in a gladiator.
yeah, in like a gladiator style arena, the grizzly bear wins.
What if it's like a super cool arena though that can change terrains depending on what?
That's not what the argument is.
what if it's a gorilla that, on top of being a gorilla,
Is
has
also
hysterical strength?
Okay, so
like
yeah,
I'm gonna die strength.
a
Like,
gorilla
yeah.
can like 125 fucking 50,000% lift a grizzly bear.
Can you? What's his
Silverback gorillas have the
Strong as
strength
fuck.
of a 20 adult humans combined, and that's about 4,000 pounds. And a grizzly bear can only weigh up to 400 to 600 pounds.
No, a little higher than that, but yeah, technically.
Yo, a
a
gorilla
brown
cannot
bear.
lift
Oh, you're right.
4,000
That's
pounds.
weird. I said grizzly.
Yeah, because I typed in grizzly
Why
and it
not?
came up with.
Nah, that's
I'll
bullshit.
show you.
It's
Look.
2 tons. That's
Oh, you're
like
right.
a
No,
car.
you're right. You saw that I typed grizzly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
print it.
yeah,
Oh, no,
brown
you want
bear.
the brown bear statistics. I'm like, no, that's for grizzly.
No, I'm grizzly bears, goddammit.
No,
But again, here's the thing.
a gorilla could definitely, a silverback gorilla can definitely flip a fucking car.
We can't lift 4,000 pounds.
But here's the thing.
A car is about 4,000 pounds.
You'll
a
get-
2-ton vehicle.
You'll get gutted by a fucking grizzly bear, though.
Yeah, the gorilla might.
Their claws
hurt
are
it.
fucking.
Can you imagine a punch from a silverback gorilla?
Yeah, but what if
Can you imagine a
grizzly-
toss swipe from a goddamn grizzly
What if
bear?
the gorilla
also
gets it,
breaks
like, by the-
bones.
just,
Slashes, breaks
Yeah.
bones. A gorilla just blunt force. No, see, man, you really think you can fight a fucking gorilla that can lift 4,000 pounds, Brad?
yeah.
Yeah, also back to that, bro.
No, that's it. No.
Yeah,
How?
I'll fight a gorilla.
Tell me.
Listen, man,
You're not fast.
We're
We're
taking you to the Pittsburgh Zoo, throwing you in, and where you're gonna fight one.
So here's how it's gonna think it's made.
Man, they're sad too. They're ready to kill somebody.
Oh, wait, no, Brad's got
They're
a
waiting
story.
to snap.
Brad's got a story for how he's gonna win. Go ahead,
it's
Brad.
gonna think it's mating with me, right?
Why?
So
Why would it think
You're
that?
not that
Because
attractive, Brad.
I am in gorillas. So this
Why are you
gorilla
attracted
rolls
to-
up.
No, why are you attracted to gorillas?
I'm not. So it
No,
pronounces
not you being. Why would they be attracted? What do you have that a male gorilla sees
gorilla
you?
pheromones. So it thinks I'm a female gorilla because it can smell
Man,
it.
you don't look
Are
like
you
one.
rubbing this on you?
Yes.
You don't.
They do
So-
have small penises. It wouldn't hurt.
So he comes up to me,
They do have.
and he lets his
hilariously
guard
large
down.
balls.
right? He lets his guard down.
Oh no, small balls.
And then all of a sudden, like we're getting into it. We're kissing on the lips, right?
Nah, roll for this. Roll for seduction.
And then, so then when it's not paying attention, right? When it's just bam, there's its eyes, it's gone. So now it's blind.
Okay, yeah,
So
and
now I
now you
have
got
an
it blind, pissed off silverback gorilla.
It can still
And it's-
smell you. You're wearing pheromones, you goddamn idiot.
Yeah, but I'm a lady, so I'm gonna be like, oh, baby, I'm sorry, I love you.
That's
And
not
then
how
he's-
that works.
And he's killed wife.
And then he's gonna be like,
Sad.
it's okay.
Sad. Think of wife.
So I'm gonna start touching his, his Johnson.
His what?
His Johnson.
Okay.
And then he's gonna be like, oh,
Let's go,
okay,
Gorilla Johnson.
maybe me not bad. And then all of a sudden, bam!
You don't have the strength to rip a cock off of a gorilla.
No, I'm fisting the gorilla.
You didn't kill it.
All right.
You're pleasing the gorilla. You didn't kill it, bro.
So anyway, once this gorilla comes, it's now blind and it's tired.
And then
So I just get behind it and I choke him out.
And then the grizzly bear comes out of nowhere and eats Brad.
Yeah, I can't take a grizzly bear though. Those fuckers would kill me.
So I think at this
Grizzly bear.
point,
But I think that, but like silverback gorillas, my edge I think that they have is simply the fact that like they're more intelligent than a bear. Bears are pretty like fucking.
but the thing is
stupid.
that doesn't matter when you're talking. First off, grizzly bears are very smart.
Okay, but
The
listen,
second thing is-
all a gorilla has. What's
What do you think? You think that they're gonna get into a death match and they're like, I have transcended to human
What do
level
you- no,
consciousness and knowledge. I will fuck him and then poke his eyes out.
But what do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you do whenever you like encounter a bear in the woods? You can either lay down and pretend dead and get eaten,
That's not.
or you can do the
But
fucking
that's not-
thing and scare it away.
That's-
a gorilla is gonna
that's not a
scare
grizzly.
the fucking.
You're not
grizzly.
supposed to do that to a grizzly bear. You goddamn idiot. You would die.
Anyways,
It's it's goddamn black bears that you're supposed to stand up, look tall because they're easily spooked. You do that to a grizzly bear, you're fucking dead.
Nah,
And if you see a polar bear, it's a coin flip if you die or not.
it's gonna run away with its tail. between
Yeah,
its
sure,
legs.
okay. Well, we
Little
know who-
fucking, little
we
fucking
know who
stubby
we
bear
can-
tail between its legs, bitch.
We know who we have to take out to the wild because the moment he sees a grizzly bear, he gives us all the time to run while he's getting mauled.
You just gotta fucking Tuscan Raider them.
So I think we can all agree
I just want to fuck a gorilla.
that Tony is the guy to bring to be the first meal.
Yeah.
Because the gorilla would
You don't
the
have to
fucking
be
grizzly would
faster
eat.
than the bear.
You just have to be
friends.
dumb enough to stand up to a grizzly bear.
Oh, and I will. I'm gonna beat its ass too. Bitch. Bear.
Anyway.
Anyway, y'all, thanks for joining us today.
My God, I will slap you.
If you liked what you heard, please check us out on Twitter at Above and Below 69. Nice. If you want to support us, you can follow us on Twitter and leave a rating on the site. You used to listen to us. Sorry. If you're on YouTube, please search Above and Below and give us a like and subscribe. And as always, have an above average day. Peace out.
Later.
Hasta luego, bitches.